So today we're looking at a lesson called See the Cane, Know the Why.
哦，还有一点押韵的感觉耶。
So it's talking about the do's and the don'ts around white cane users.
Oh, white cane.
Because, well, there's lots of canes, right?
Yeah,
We see a lot-
Christmas cane.
There's that.
The chocolate cane.
Yes, and you see lots of older people walking around with a cane, but there's a special cane, a white cane, that is for a very specific type of person.
我们今天要来讲一下这个所谓的标题，他就讲说呢，要打造一种友善的世界，就是讲你的眼睛啦哈。那我们要讲这个所谓的白手杖。那这个白手杖就像老师刚才讲，是为了一群比较特殊的人士好所创造出来的这样的一个东西。那我们今天要了解的就是说呢，这个白手杖的使用者哪些可以做的，还有哪一些不要做的，就是有一些注意事项。
All right, let's find out.
好的。
See the cane, know the way. Have you ever seen a blind person using a white cane? It's a tool that helps people with vision problems walk safely on their own. It allows them to detect objects and move around safely. The white cane not only helps them navigate their environment, but also shows others that the person using it has limited vision. Walking canes have been around for thousands of years, but white canes didn't become widely used until after World War I. In 1921, James Biggs, an English photographer, lost his sight in an accident. He painted his cane white so that car drivers would see him more easily. His idea spread and led to similar products in other countries. In 1930, an American named George A. Bonham suggested adding a red band to white canes to make them even easier to see. Shortly after, his local government passed a law that gave white cane users the right-of-way in traffic. Around the same time, a French woman, Gilly d'Herbeumont, saw that it was dangerous for blind individuals to walk near traffic. She started a movement that supported the use of white canes and handed out 5,000 canes to blind people in Paris. Today, white canes continue to provide visually impaired individuals with a safer and more independent way to live their lives.
All right, let's find out about these white canes.
Okay.
Okay, what makes them special and unique?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a blind person using a white cane?
哦，现在在路上走都会看到有人这样咯咯咯咯咯咯咯咯咯。
Cluck, 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 cluck. That sounds like a chicken.
OK， 因为我可能做生意做的不是很
Maybe
好。
k- 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 k-
Oh, okay.
Like that? Is that better?
Okay. Better.
Okay, thank you, thank you. So, I've seen a
Yeah,
blind person
yeah.
walking around with their white cane. Yes, that is definitely something I've seen.
对啊，所以我们经常会看到有一些这个眼睛不是很方便的这些所谓的 blind person， 就是这些视障者。你有没有看过他们用一个手杖，然后在这个拿着这个手杖在路上走着呢？
I've never heard somebody call somebody blind say 眼睛不是很方便。
比较委婉一点的讲法嘛。
I like it. I like it. My eyes are not very convenient. Yeah, I guess that's an inconvenience if you cannot see. A big inconvenience. Yeah. Okay, so it's a tool that helps people with vision problems walk safely on their own. So it's not necessarily only for completely blind people, but people who have different levels of blindness, you know, who have problems with their vision. And vision just means what you can see.
Yes.
So vision is a noun, just meaning what you can see.
就是指你的视力的意思啦
Yeah.
哈。所以呢，为什么会有这个白手杖呢？就是它其实是一种工具。那这个工具呢，它后面用这个冠带好来形容这样的一个工具 ，that 这个工具呢，主要是要帮助人们用什么来帮助呢 ？with 好，就是如果这种的人呢，他们使有这个 vision， 就刚刚老师讲的视力上面有一些问题的人，要让这些人呢，可以在这个走路的时候比较安全一点，而且怎么走是自己可以走。
Yeah, that's pretty important. It allows them to detect objects and move around safely. So to detect something just means that you can notice that it's there. So you can imagine somebody with vision problems and they're using their stick. Maybe they hit a light pole or they hit the curb or they hit a person and they know, there is an obstacle in my way and that's the way. And you can see them moving around so you can avoid them so you don't get in their way. That's what you do if you're polite.
Yeah， 没错。所以呢，为什么有这样的一个所谓的白手杖的这样的东西呢？因为这个白手杖可以让这些呢所谓的视障的朋友们呢，就可以去 detect， 就是可以去察觉到，原来这边有一些 objects， 有一些这个所谓的物体，然后呢，他们就可以 move around safely， 就可以安全的去移动他们的位置。
Right. The white cane not only helps them navigate their environment, but also shows others that the person using it has limited vision. So like I said, you can see them doing it.
Yeah.
So you can help to avoid them or maybe even assist them. You know, you see people assisting blind people get onto the MRT sometimes. And maybe it would be, if you are a really good person, helping them cross the street or get around an object. You know, there might be like some road construction on the road that's usually not there. They're used to their path. They know it. Something has changed. You will also see, there is something weird in the road. You could also help them to get around it.
没错，所以刚刚Shane老师讲的一串东西呢，就是指说，这个白手杖不是只有帮助这些视障的朋友，同时也是帮助我们这些一般眼睛呢非常方便的朋友，可以看得到说，这些视障朋友可能需要一些帮助了，然后可能路上有一些什么路障啦，我们也可以帮助他们。所以呢，这样子的一个白手杖呢，它不但是帮助这些视障朋友呢，可以在他们的环境里面做什么 navigate， 就是导航，就很像我们用 GPS、用 Google 这样子在导航，他们就用白手杖在导航。同时呢，也可以呢 show 显示给其他的这些所谓的人来知道呢，这一个人 the person 就是在使用白手杖的这一个人，他呢 using it， 这个 using 是一个分词构句，原本是 who uses it， 那个 it 当然就是指那个 white cane， 就在使用白手杖的这一个人，其实他的视力是有限的，所以也是告知别人大家要小心这样子。
Right, and do that politely. You can grab their arm and say, "Here, let me help you." Don't just push them out of the way.
No, don't do that.
Don't do that. Okay, let's take a short break.
All right.
Okay, so now we know the white cane serves a specific purpose, and by seeing this white cane, the people who are using the white cane, it helps them to navigate and to get around places without bumping into things. And it also allows us to see that, hey, there's somebody who has vision problems, and we can assist them as well.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about walking canes.
Okay.
Now, walking canes have been around for thousands of years, but white canes didn't become widely used until after World War I.
这么长的历史。
Yeah, so you can imagine, you know, in the very beginning, there's been blind people probably, you know, since the beginning of time, right? And what they would probably use is just a stick, right? You know, just maybe, you know, anything that's long and they can kind of move around and make sure that they don't bump into things. But these white canes didn't come around until World War I, which is around the 20s, right?
Yeah. 对，所以呢，这边有讲了，就是说呢， 这一个所谓的手杖呢，其实它已经有将近数千年之久的历史了哦，就是一般我们讲这种 walking canes， 就像老师讲，可能以前一开始只是用一根 stick， 反正就是长长的一根棍子，可以这样就可以了。可是如果你今天要提到的是白手杖，好，就是它颜色是白色的话呢，那它那个时候呢，其实还没有这么样的 widely used，因为 use 是一个动词，所以我们用 widely 广泛的，还没有被广泛的使用。
对，
然后一直呢，这一个所谓的白手杖呢，它其实还没有这么样的被广泛使用，然后一直要到第一次世界大战之后，好，才开始广泛使用。
Okay. In 1921, James Biggs, an English photographer, lost his sight in an accident.
Oh.
That's terrible. A photographer is somebody who takes photos or pictures, right? And typically, if we say somebody is a photographer, we would imagine that they either it's a hobby or maybe even their profession. But no matter what, it's something that they love to do. They love looking at the world and capturing it. And how awful would that be that suddenly now you lose your vision?
真的，所以就像老师刚才讲的，你如果是一个摄影师，应该这是你的一个嗜好，你想要，或者是你就是把它当成你的工作。可是这就是你要用眼睛去看这个世界，但是你却失去了你的这个视力了，所以这是太可怕的一件事情。那这件事情就是在1921年，有一个叫做这个詹姆士·毕格斯的这一个人，他其实呢是一个英国的摄影师。可是呢，他就在一场意外之中呢，失去了他的视力了。
So sad. He painted his cane white so that car drivers would see him more easily. Okay, so white, could be a very nice bright color.
Yeah.
If it were me, maybe I would do like a hot pink.
Pink?
Yeah, hot, just meaning like it's very,
非常粉红的。
Yeah, or very, very bright yellow or something. But I think white works too, right? And maybe it's not so silly looking. It can match his outfit better if he's using a white cane.
所以炫老师还要想到 fashion 这件事情，要搭配我的服装了。
Of course, and nobody wants to get hit by a car, so very good idea. Have something very obvious and that's easy to see so that people can see that you're having trouble with your sight and to be careful.
Yes, 没错。所以呢，这一个所谓的英国的摄影师呢，他因为他失去了他的这个视力之后呢，他就把他自己的手上有一根手杖，他就把它涂成白色的。他为什么涂成白色 ？So that 这个样子的话呢，这是一个连接词哈。这个车子的这个驾驶呢才会看见它，而且是更容易就可以看见它。
Right. His idea spread and led to similar products in other countries. Yeah, so maybe the similar products might have been like different colors.
OK， 好的
，hot pink，hot pink。
好的，我们下一个就创造这样的颜色。
I don't want to say it. I was going to say if I ever become blind, I want a hot pink cane, but I should never. Knock on wood. Okay. All right. Okay. So it spread to other countries, and products. A product is just something that is made that is for sale. That you can use, we call a product, right?
没错。所以呢，后来没想到他就是因为他自己本身有这样的一个缺陷了，那个时候，所以呢，他把这个手杖漆成这个白色呢，这样子的一个 idea 竟然就 spread 就传开来了，然后结果促使呢，其他有一些 similar 的 products， 就是一些相似的一些这个产品，也开始怎么样，在其他的国家也出现了。
Right. Okay. In 1930, an American named George A. Bonham suggested adding a red band to white canes to make them even easier to see. Oh, okay. So that's a clever idea because maybe just white by itself, red typically, especially in Western countries, means be careful. Right?
Danger.
It's you would know if you see red that maybe something I need to be careful of. right? Okay, so that's a pretty clever idea. Add a red band to it.
Yes， 所以1930年呢，又有一个是美国人啦、他的名字呢叫做个 George。George 这个人呢，George A 就是他的 middle name， 然后这个 Boham 就是这个保汉，这个美国人他当时就建议说，那干脆这样好了，我在上面 adding， 记得 suggest 表示建议，后面要接 ing。后面的动词要接 ing 哈，所以他就想说，那我加一条红色的这个细细的绳子 ，band 呢是比较细的一个绳子哈，它加上去之后呢，加在这个记得 add 后面的介系词要用 to。把 A 加到 B 上面，他把它加在这个白手杖上面。那它的目的是为了 in order to 为了要使得这个 them 就是指这个 white canes 使这些白手杖呢，甚至更加容易可以被看见。even 是用来修饰这一个比较级的。
对，这更明显。对 ，Okay. Shortly after, his local government passed a law that gave white cane users the right of way in traffic. Now, when we say we give somebody the right of way, usually we will say like for pedestrians or people walking on the street, we have the right of way.
Yes.
And that means that cars should stop for pedestrians. And maybe at this time, things were a little bit more confused or 比较乱, right? So they passed a law saying that blind people, you have to make sure that no matter what, if you are going, you stop and let them go first.
没错，所以这边就讲到行人，刚刚老师讲那个 pedestrian 就是行人，走在路上的这些人要给我们路权。权利的意思，意思就是说，你看到有行人穿越的时候，或者是甚至像这种有视障的这些朋友们，你车子就要停下来，让他们先走完，你车子才能开，你不能跟他抢路啊，所以这是不对的。哎，因此不久之后 ，shortly after 就是这个片语就是用来形容说，哎，有一件事情发生，就在这个事情发生刚刚不久之后呢。这个地方的这个 his 就是指刚才这个美国人的这一个当地的政府呢，他们就通过了一个法律。这一项法律呢，就是说，对美国人说呢，哎，我们这个法律就是只要你手上持有这个白手杖的人呢，这个使用者，那这时候呢，如果你在这个路上在 traffic 里面的时候，你就有优先的通行权。
Excellent. Okay, let's take a short break. We'll be right back. Okay, so finally, people who are blind or have vision problems, they have started getting more rights, improving the instruments that they use to walk with and be detected by other people. And finally, in America, they passed a law saying that, they have the right of way. So you need to be especially careful for people walking with canes, these special white canes in particular. Okay, so around the same time, a French woman, Gilles de Herbemont, saw that it was dangerous for blind individuals to walk near traffic. Now, an individual just means a person.
Yes.
It just means one person is an individual.
没错，所以呢是在同样的这个大约在同一个时期，就是我们刚才讲，大概就在1930年左右那个时期呢。那后来有一个是一个法国的。好，这样的一个女子呢，她的名字好叫做吉利德尔贝蒙。这个人呢，他就注意到说，哎，原来呢这些所谓的这个视障者呢，他们在走这个，尤其是旁边有这些车子啊，在这个 traffic 里面，对于这种 blind individuals， 老师刚才讲 individual 就是一个人，好，所以就是强调那个个体就对了。就是你如果呢走路的时候呢，旁边的车流量很大啦，你就在旁边走的话，确实是相当危险的。
It's super dangerous even for people who have perfect vision, It's dangerous, especially walking around in Taipei.
Yeah.
Usually the drivers don't give the pedestrians the right of way. They just go, especially scooters.
Yeah.
Buses, they just go.
大的车子或者是机车啦。
You got to watch out.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So she started a movement that supported the use of white canes and handed out 5,000 canes to blind people in Paris.
Ooh.
Wow, so
确实
that's
很善良 ，very kind woman.
yeah. And if you start a movement, that means that you have an idea and you get people to support this idea, and you get people to maybe volunteer
Yeah.
or something like that. And she was able to pass out 5,000 of these to blind people who didn't have these kind of walking sticks.
所以你看这么样的一个很棒的一个这个女子，这个女子呢，她当时呢就发起了一项这样的一个白手杖的这个运动啦哈。那这个运动呢，主要就是 that 要来形容这个运动，要来支持这些所谓使用白手杖的这一群视障者，并且她除了做这个运动之外，她亲自的 hand out 就用手嘛拿出去给你，就是她发送了5000多只的这个白手杖，在这个巴黎。好，就是发送给这些所谓的视障朋友。
Yeah, I wonder what they did before. If they didn't
对啊，
have
以
these
前
white
没有的
kids.
时候，他们都怎
There's
么
a
这样走
stick.
路啊？Yeah,
Use a stick or something like that.
yeah.
Okay. Today, white canes continue to provide visually impaired individuals with a safer and more independent way to live their lives. So when you are independent, that means that you have freedom and that you can do things for yourself. You don't
Yes.
need to depend on other people.
没错，因为刚才一开始就说了，之所以有这些白手杖，就是要让这些视障的朋友，他们可以靠自己。好，走在这个路上面嘛，对不对？所以呢，他就说了，到了今天呢，这个白手杖呢，持续的提供了这些所谓的 visually impaired。这个 impaired 是形容词，就是受损的意思。然后 individual 就是我们刚刚讲的这些人，那这边就可以当成是 people 的意思。那 visually 特别强调是什么受损呢？是在视力上面有所受损的。你看这个 impair，pair 就是成双成对 ，im 是一个否定的字首，所以呢就表示，你本来成双成对的这个功能呢，可能有一点没有办法成双成对的使用了。所以我们把它称之为这个所谓视力受损的人们，提供给他们的 with， 别忘了 provide somebody with something。好，用什么来提供给他们呢？一个比较安全而且比较独立的一个生活的方式。
All right, that's all the time we have for part 1. But guess what? There is a day 2 coming up, and we're going to learn even more about these white canes. So please join us, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.